Oh, hi there. Welcome back. Hopefully you've seen our nearpod setting up account video. So the next one in the series would be the nearpod basics. I'm expecting you to have signed up to nearpod, and so we are going to go ahead and sign in. You go to nearpod, you sign in with whatever credentials you used when you created the account, the video. Today, I will take you to the library. When you come into your nearpod library, if you are new, it doesn't matter. You will see none of this. So these are the things I've created and I use in my delivery. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to go and create a lesson. Now, in nearpodding, you will have to bring all your teacher skills. This is an interface. It's an interface which allows you to modify and redefine your practice, but it requires teacher skills to be able to design the activities and make them fit for purpose. Okay, so you go to add slide, and in adding slide, you actually have three categories. You can add slide content, you can add web content, and you can add an activity. Let's start from slide content. If you go to slide content, you can bring slides. And if you decide to bring slides, you have an option to bring in, you can drag and drop things from your computer or from a flash drive, whatever. You can bring in GIFs, images, video, and you can bring text. You can upload files onto here. Actually, let me go right ahead and import something as a slide. I'm going to go to my documents, I'm going to go to my desktop, and just to bring something in, I'm going to drag and drop the SAMA model. You can add text. There you go. I've changed my mind. If I want to bin this, I can. If I want to edit it, if I want to make this smaller, it's possible to do that here. You can enlarge, all right? So you get a little bit of flexibility. I've decided this is perfect. So and here you can change background. I can decide this is in the tile and one element, or I can go to title and two elements, whatever I prefer. I can bring audio in at this point. You can preview, but I've decided right now this is enough, so I'm going to save it. My slide one is done. If this was a lesson for me, this would probably be something for my performance indicators or lesson outcomes. And I tend to have the option for students to convert to a draw it. And I tend to give students the option to tick which outcomes they currently can do, which outcomes they can't do yet as their starting point. And I do the same thing at the end so the students can see what they did at the beginning and where they are at the end to track progress. But that's entirely up to you. That's pedagogy. We will discuss it later. Right now, let's go back to our lesson. In content, you can bring nearpod 3D. This is a beta. It's a trial. You can actually bring fetch simulations, which is one of the new additions I am excited about. You can take students on a field trip, nearpod VR. If you are aware of sways, you can actually bring things in as slideshows. You can import video. You can import or bring audio, PDF viewer, and you have your live Twitter stream. I have to admit, being the science teacher I am, I have never actually trialed the live Twitter stream because I haven't as yet found the applications in my practice. But we'll leave that. Let's see. So now I want my students to be able to assess themselves on a Quizlet Live. Quizlet.live. Because I want students to go to Quizlet Live. I will provide them a code, but this is, if you're not sure of the link, you can test the link just to double check that it takes you to the right place. But I'm perfectly happy with this. I'm going to save it. That is a web content that's on my slide too. I'm still building my lesson. But at this point, let's check and see which of the students can do. So I would use a poll. How many membrane? I'm a science teacher. I'm a biology teacher, so bear with me. cell. This is just a random thing. And this is something to test them. 0, 1, 2, let's see, 3. I've decided to give them 3 options. Okay, there we go. I want to test and see who actually knows. And if I want students to be able to select multiple options, I can select it here. But I've decided, you know what, 1 option is all I need. So I'm not going to allow multiple selections. I'm just going to allow 1 option. If I think I need multiple selections, I would allow this and then save. So I am using this to poll students and to see who understands. Okay, that's the poll feature. I've got a poll. Back into activities. And if you're looking to take your lessons from student-centered from teacher-centered to student-centered, you probably will find yourself using more of these activities. Another thing I really like is the Draw It feature. What Draw It does is provides an exercise book canvas within your nearpod. And you can do whatever you like any blank exercise book. You can have the students drawing, you can have the students solving, annotating, writing, whatever. Your imagination is your limit here. So I've decided I want the students to draw an animal cell and label their key organelles and list their functions. Okay, so if I want to provide supporting media to help the students, I can actually do that now. I can add images, I can bring them a video, audio, PDF viewer, whatever you think the students would need to be successful in this activity, you can actually import them here and the students will have access. All right, I could even bring an image here if I want the students to annotate and label whatever. But this is not the only thing you can do with it. If you're a math teacher, you can actually put here a question. Solve the following algebraic equation. Annotate the picture to show, whatever. This is just a blank canvas. It allows you to see what the students are writing and drawing and annotating, and you can share it with their peers in real time. You can feed back to the students, and you do have the option when you're playing live to display the student's name or not, depending on what works for you. If you want to bring files, you can bring files from other places, from your computer, from Dropbox, from Box. So you have a variety of things you can input here to support your students in this activity. But for my purposes right now, I am happy. Okay, so I'm going to save my Draw It back into this lesson. I need to build in some literacy because in my subject, literacy is important. So I am going to bring in a fill in the blanks. This fill in the blanks might be something I'm currently teaching, or it might be something that they've done before, or, you know, let's just say you can copy the text from anywhere. Wherever text is copyable, you can copy and paste here. You can type it yourself. So let's see, a cell. There are 2 main types of cells. Plant cells have a cell wall as well as chloroplasts and a large central vacuole. The outermost part of an animal cell Alright, that I'll leave here. Cell membrane. Okay, there we go. I'm happy. I don't want to waste your time typing loads of things. But like I said, you can type directly like I have done here, or you can copy and paste it from elsewhere. Then the exciting things actually happen. When you click next, you have the option to remove certain things and create a drag and drop for the students. Okay, so there are 2 main types of cells. Okay, plant cells have a cell wall, a remove wall, as well as a chloroplast and a large central vacuole. The outermost part of an animal cell is the cell membrane. So these are the words I've chosen to take out. I'm done. That's gone. That ticks off my literacy box. It allows them independence of thought. They have to analyze what they know and build it into a coherent paragraph. Okay, so that's it. We go back to add slide. And I've decided that the students might need support from YouTube. So if I have a YouTube video, if I have okay, so I have a URL. I want to show the students this video. So I paste it here and I save it. You will have to find the videos, obviously. You would have to preview the videos and be sure that the content you are putting in is what you want, but I am assuming you've done all that, and you paste your video. Okay, content video successfully added. I'm going back to activity. Right, it's been a while. I've done activities and teaching, and I need to assess and to see where the students currently are. I can embed a quiz here. Again, you type your quiz questions, you give them options. At the minute, the quiz feature only allows you multiple choice, but that doesn't necessarily mean you are only testing lower order skills. The way you phrase your questions would allow students to answer at a lower level on the Bloom's taxonomy, or it can be at the higher end. Multiple choice is not restricted only to the lower end, but that's another video for another time. Okay, so you add your questions and you click save. You would have your video added in. I'm choosing to cancel it in order not to waste your time. When I started integrating technology into my lessons, one of the things that I was really excited about was Padlet. Padlet allowed you to have groups of students working on the same document. So student A typed and student B typed. They could see each other's answers. It was in real time. It was collaborative. And then Nearpod took feedback and have also created Collaborate. And Collaborate, for those of you who know what Padlet is essentially Padlet. It allows you to pose questions and for students to respond. So, I don't know, describe a plant cell in detail, labeling, giving the functions for all key organelles. Okay, actually that would go here. All right, it is interactive. It's an interactive brainstorm, really. The students are putting things in, and now it gives you the option when you play live to vet the students' answers and accept them before you post it to the screen. I like that. I like to check that what is being posted to the rest of the class is actually correct information. You may bring images here to support the students, you know. So now I've got my Collaborate and we are good to go. Okay, so I have got my slide, web content, which was a Quizlet Live. I did a poll to review learning. I have done a draw it, fill in the blanks, a YouTube video, Collaborate. And if you go back into activities, there is still more for you to do. Okay, there is a memory test depending on what you teach. You may use these. There is the open-ended question, which is explorative. You may do it before teaching to decide your starting point, or you may use it to review learning. It's entirely up to you. So let me review. You can add content materials, and if you go into the content slide, you have a whole host to select from. If what you want to add to your lesson is a web-based, something with a URL, you will go to web content. And activities allow you to do your assessment and your interactivity. These are the things that you can add into your Nearpod lesson. So somehow let's decide I am satisfied with this lesson. I am just going to say it is a trial lesson. You could call it whatever you like. My trial lesson is for PD purposes. I mean, you could select the age range, and this subject is other. So I'm happy and I save it. Okay. I have built my lesson. The next thing from here would be to deliver this lesson. Okay. When you go into your library and you hover on the lesson you're looking to deliver, you have these 3 circles here allow you to do interesting things. You can export PDF, you can run reports, you can add to a folder or to a school library if your school has a school library. You can duplicate it. If you want to, for example, you taught a lesson, you didn't quite finish it, you want to duplicate it so you can remove certain parts and add to it, absolutely. And you can share. And when you choose to share, you have the option to share an editable copy. So if you happen to teach the same thing with a colleague and decide to do joint planning, you could make it and share an editable copy with your colleague. You can share it to email, to social media, you can share a link, or you can embed it. Okay, and you can send it to email accounts as editable copies. I would not share right now, but that's possible. Okay, now I'm about to deliver. I mean, if I want to check and see what my lesson would be like for the students, I want to see what the student experience will be. You can preview. All right, in preview, I can see my lesson has 7 slides at the top. Okay, remember my first slide has turned up. I will explain to the students, and it will take them straight to Quizlet.live, and I will provide them the code to join the Quizlet Live. And then this was the poll feature. This is how the students will experience the poll. They will read the question and they will select the options I gave them. This is the draw it, so students can type text. Okay, they can change colors. Students can bring images, they can bring things from their files. Your imagination is your limit. Let's go back to my desktop, and I'm showing sure that I seem to be with today. They can resize, they can move things around. It is really dynamic, this tool. Okay, probably, I mean, they know, but the students know how to use Microsoft Word, they probably would know how to use this. Okay, you can remove things, you can bring images, text, you can write. This feature is best if you're using iPads, whatever. So they can write with a pen, they can type, they can highlight things, they can emphasize things, they can bring, And so this is what Draw It is like. It could be a math question, it could even be an English essay you want the students to type here. Everything is possible. It is just a blank canvas, like a blank exercise book. Okay, I move on to the next one. So this was my drag and drop. Okay, so student moves things. Here, I would actually suggest to the students that they move things and they read the whole thing to check. I am randomly selecting, the student has selected. And once the student actually clicks done, can you see that they get instant feedback? They can see what they got right. They can see how much of it they got right without the teacher. So they get instant feedback. It doesn't have to wait for the teacher to come round and give them information. They get that. Okay. It's one of the features I like. You remember I posted a YouTube video. It takes you straight to the video. And again, students can click on this and each student can work in this video at their own pace. It's not like beforehand when the teacher played the video once and kid X in the corner would always say, Miss, go back, please, go back. And the rest of the class have to go back because kid A has been left behind. Not necessary. Now kid A who needs to go back can always rewind and start again, because that's what she needs to do to make progress. Absolutely fine. Your high flyers can also keep going without restriction. Okay, absolutely. My video is done and my collaborative, and the students will type, the teacher will vet, it will appear here. So I have decided that I will bring an image in. I can bring an image into here, and save it. Actually, let's do it again with my lovely image. Alright, so I bring my image, I drag and I drop my image is in. If I want to search with Google, so this is what the students can do when they are collaborating. This allows them the whole variety of, they can research, they can type, they can bring images and they save it. And when a student saves it, it goes into, I have selected for the teacher to vet. So once the teacher has vetted and it's happy about it, this will turn up on the shared page, and each student can see what their friends are posting. They are working collaboratively, they can see what somebody else is doing, what improvements they need, and so on. So this is how to set up a simple lesson on Nearpod and to preview it. When you are ready to actually deliver, you have two options. When I'm delivering in class, I use the live option. And when you click on live, it gives you a code. And the students go to nearpod.com/join, put that code in, and please, at this point, remind your students to put their names in exactly the way you recognize it. So the data is actually useful from the lesson. Or I have finished teaching and I've decided that I want my students to go back in, and I want my students to go in with a student code. So you have two options. You can give them a student code, or you can give them a live code. You can resume. I go to my library, I find the lesson, and I want the students to do it independently without me moving things. They could be doing this for homework, or they could be doing this as a student-led activity in class. You give them a student code. Then the teacher doesn't need to move slides for the students to experience it. So this is the Nearpod basics. This is how to set up a lesson on Nearpod and to deliver it. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please get in touch. educationsolutionsuk@gmail.com. Any feedback you can leave on the videos would be wonderful. What else would you like to see? It would be great if you could direct the next series of videos. Thank you very much for watching.